Recording.
So, Frank, I'm going to take a page from Tony's book. Where to find you guys?
Okay, great. So yeah, we just fucking started recording. Yeah. So hello, welcome to the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. This is my first time doing fucking a three-way via Skype by myself. So hopefully I'm doing things right because
It's not off to a great start.
yeah, no, because the stupid thing fucking it'll only catch the center part of the screen with us when we're doing it through PC, and then with here, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I'm here with first of all, fuck guest host because I am here with two fucking assholes, and it's a fucking party. I'm here with fucking Rob and fucking Polo. Yeah, even though it's just half his face. So let's start with Rob. Rob, what have you been up to since the last time we spoke on this thing?
Okay, so since the last time, I've been back to behavioral. I let my friend move back in, and now I'm back on my bullshit. I already dropped out of college again, kids.
God damn it, you just fucking started.
Hey, man, summer's fucking hard, bro. Fuck that.
He's just lazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
Probably should help that I invited fucking High Guy back to my house. So, you want to start off with that? You want to start off with Tommy's story about how he got readmitted to behavioral?
well, no, I gotta get to Polo now. Fucking Polo, what the fuck have you been up to since the last time we spoke?
Trying to avoid you at all costs.
Oh, well, you were successful at it until now.
I know. Quite sadly.
No. Yeah, but I
Plus,
fucked you with-
Tony's prettier to talk to than you, so.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Toby's pretty fucking pretty. So, she wanted to say hi. So, for our dedicated followers, here's Miss Athena.
Hello, dog.
Dude, she looks like she's like,
Yeah.
let me the fuck go.
That's Frank, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
you're heavy. You're 70 pounds. I can't hold you. All right. So,
I mean, that heifer you're about to hold last night, though.
the one that
Oh, we'll get to that too.
we're gonna get to that story too. Okay, so let's start.
Hold your horses.
Let's go time frame wise. Okay, so here's where we've been the last week. Okay, so Saturday, I am completely frustrated with fucking school. I am pissed off, and I had one of my Marines wanting to commit suicide. I'm on the phone with this guy. Polo had gone hiking. Polo got out of work. He had a shit day, and so he takes off to go hiking. So using the fucking fact that Polo was out of the house, I told Tommy, "Hey man, let's walk over to the liquor store because I'm gonna buy some beer."
I'd like to point out he tries to hide this and fails.
Yes. So dude, I'm drinking, and then I get this call, or this guy is threatening to commit suicide. I'm on the phone with this Marine, bro. He's over in Florida, in Miami, and dude, I can hear the traffic. He's walking down the highway. He's going to his dog's grave, and he has a gun on him. And I hear him rack the fucking round into the chamber, saying he's gonna blow his head off. And I'm like, dude. Long story short, we get off that call because I had to do my homework, right? So Tommy's like, hey man, you need something to help you stay awake? And I was like, yeah. So, dude, I started doing some fucking cocaine, and I do the cocaine, and I'm wide awake, so I'm there like fucking Ernie. I'm fucking like blasting on the computer, but I didn't finish in time. I missed 2 assignments, so I was pissed off at this point. And so I was like, Tommy, you know what? Let's go to the corner store. So we walk across the street, go get a 6-pack, yada yada yada. So days later, I'm still on my bullshit, drinking all day, every day. In the meantime, I'm getting my pull up and running. Everything's good to go with that. Then, friggin' what's it called? I talked to Castro, and Castro was like, yeah, well, I was like, well, my pool's just getting filled up, but I want to swim. So Tom and I go to Castro's. We go over there, we buy some more cocaine, buy some pizza, da 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 da. We're there, we're partying. I black out in the pool. I wake up in Castro's bed several hours later, and he's like, hey, we're gonna go to the bar, wake up. And I'm like, no, I don't need to go to no bar. I just blacked out. What the hell do you mean go to the bar? So we end up at the bar. we go to the bar, and him and Tommy go to the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, I get us the table, sit down, I order a beer, and you know how it is at bars, man. It takes quite a while for you to get a table and sit down and everything. So all that happens, and I'm like, dude, they're taking quite a bit of time. Like, what the hell's going on? Anyway, next thing I know, my friend who's a bar manager there at this bar is walking him and Tom back to me. He's like, hey man, your friend has to go. He's like, not this guy, points at Castro. He's like, but this guy, points at Tom. He's like, yeah, he was peeing in the sink. So I'm like, well, hell, he just did what I used to do in Japan. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, ain't no problem with that. And he's like, no, it is a problem, Rob. He has to go. And I was like, well, if he has to go, then I have to go. So we end up leaving. We go to the next bar, a few doors down. So we're there at this bar. Castro is actually talking to a girl, surprising. He's talking to a girl, and we order our drinks, and Tom and I, of course, we find trouble, right? We meet this felon from Alabama who's on probation and currently on the run. So we go outside. We're out there maybe like 30 minutes, dude, and some guy that was there celebrating his birthday comes out, and he's super drunk because, of course, he's celebrating his birthday. So why would he be drunk? This guy bumps into Tom. And, well, Tom decides to go full fucking retard. And he starts, like, talking shit to this guy. This guy's bigger than me and Tom. He's bigger than all of us. And I'm like, dude, tone it down, stop. I'm trying to, like, do, like, damage control here. He caused a big enough scene that my friend from the bar 5 doors down comes all the way over to fucking the bar that we're at, talks to their bar manager, and is like, oh, yeah, this guy's nothing but trouble. Fucking, kick him out. He was peeing in our sink over here. So they kicked Tom out of that bar. I'm like, damn it. So I order him a Lyft, right? I was like, we're down the street from the house. Send him home because I didn't want to bring Castro back to the house because I only had enough beer for me. So I was like, just get him gone.
You selfish bastard.
I am fucking selfish. So anyway, this motherfucker, dude. So next thing you know, me and Castro end up at 76 bar. We leave the bar that we're at. We go to 76 bar, and we're there. I run into my friend Rick, and everything's cool. So I was like, hey, let me check on Tommy. So I call him, and he's like, oh, now you call. And I was like, yeah, man, it was 1:20 when you got kicked out. I wasn't ready to go home. What the fuck? I'm in the hospital. I'm going to behavioral. No, I was like, stop. You're not going. He's like, no, I got sectioned. Well, what happened? He's like, I called the cops, and I told them that I was suicidal and homicidal and all this shit, and I got sectioned. And I was like, fuck. Actually, my bad. That actually came up a little bit later. Because what ended up happening, I was like, look, dude, just tell the hospital you want to leave. If they don't let you leave, sign out AMA. So I come back home, right? Me and Castro come back to my house. Fucking, I take a lift over to the fucking satellite ER that he's at. And fucking, he's like, no, they're not going to let me out because I'm sectioned. I was like, what the fuck? So I come back home. And Castro's here. He's eating on my fucking couch, and he's falling asleep. And he left apparently at like 1 in the morning. Oh, because that was the other thing. Me and Castro got kicked out of fucking Bourbon for reasons unknown. We really don't know why, because we were sitting outside the whole time, and we were just chilling, drinking, talking to the regulars, and somehow we got kicked out. So anyway, he leaves, and everything's cool. Whatever. I have shit to do in the morning, you know, the whole pool thing. So, yeah, dude. So Tommy's in behavioral now because of that. So then we went to Castro's the other day because Castro's like, Rob, I think I hit somebody last night. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I went back to Bourbon and got my truck. Because that was the thing. When they kicked us out of there, the bartender actually came outside because Castro was going to drive us home. And we ended up having to take a lift because the bartender came out and was like, if you all drive away, I'm going to call the cops. So obviously we don't want Castro to get another DUI, so we took a lift. Yeah, dude, freaking, so I went back to Castro's yesterday to go evaluate his vehicle, and I was like, dude, you didn't hit anybody, somebody hit you. Like, what the hell? So, anyway, we sorted all that shit out, and then, yeah, came back from there and whatever, and what's it called? Oh, he's like, hey, Tommy left his bag here. Do you want to take Tommy's bag? And I was like, yeah. So I bring his bag back home. His mom's coming to pick up his stuff, so he has some clothes over there at behavioral, and I start going through the bag. Dude, he has all my old medications in his bag, bro. Then the worst part was we found like a bottle that had Xanax from Mexico and from here. What the fuck? So now we're just like, what the hell's going on? So that's where we're at, man, with Tommy. So let's fast forward to last night. Okay, so Polo.
The Chronicles of Rob striking out.
Okay, so Polo, tell the audience real quick what your sexual orientation is, preferably.
I think we've already established that the last time I was on this call.
Okay, but just for the new viewers, just let them know.
I am of the queer persuasion, definitely not of the hetero.
Okay, so Polo's not a roommate, and Polo's gay.
Why the fuck is Tobias laughing? Like a
Because
schoolgirl?
it's like, why the fuck? Why does Polo's fucking sexuality?
Oh,
fucking-
no, it matters. It matters.
Well,
It matters in
it
this
comes
story.
into play in the story. Okay,
So,
so
for those that are first-timers, yes, I am of the queer persuasion. You get me drunk enough, I might swing both ways, but that's a big might. It's only happened a few times. And it usually involved a whole bottle of tequila, and then some. But outside of that, I am neither masculine nor femme. I'm kind of just like smack in the middle personality-wise.
Well, you're gender neutral and all that shit.
I don't know what the fuck that even means, bro. I need a dictionary for that. I'm sorry, I'm from the 90s. We stopped at LGBT, okay? All this news of this fanatics kind of like, my head hurts. Y'all making this too complicated. So needless to say, basically it boils down to this. If you know me, when you meet me, either you know I'm gay or you're like, I don't think he is, but there's something not right about him.
okay, wait. Let's go back to the backstory. That Polo didn't even know that he was gay. Everybody knew Polo was gay before Polo knew he was gay.
Why we gotta bring that up? Why do we
Hey,
gotta
we're just
bring
trying to
that
give people
up?
the background here. We're surely giving the background.
Okay, let's get to the actual story of
Okay.
you and the near cow incident.
Okay.
I was the first one to point out that Polo was gay.
Actually, someone beat you to it, but we'll pretend you're the first one. Anyway, now that we're squirreling here, back to the actual story.
Okay, so check it out. So here's the deal. So when I first got out of behavioral at the beginning of the month, this girl that I've been just Facebook friends with, that I knew her back when I used to ride crotch rockets, right? Anyway, long story short, friggin', she tells me like, hey, my friend needs to get some dick because she just broke up with this guy, yada, yada, yada. She's all hung up on him. I need her to get some dick. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm watching TV right now. I'm totally wrapped up in my fucking show. I'm taking muscle relaxers. I can't really do anything right now. So we left it at that. Then I did my research and I see her friend on Facebook, and I'm like, holy shit, she's pushing like 350. I have a crush limit, motherfucker. I mean, like, look, I'm kind of pudgy, like, you know, like, but I have a crush limit. I was like, 350, I can't do it, man. So I'm pissed off, right? Because I was like, girl, you're my fucking friend. I've been trying to smash you for fucking ever. Why the hell would you try and pass me off to your fucking friend? So anyway, fast forward to now that I'm drinking again, right? So now Drunk Rob doesn't give a shit, but Drunk Rob still doesn't want to fucking fat chick. So, me and Mary, this is my friend's name, what's it called? She came over, she was here smoking some dope, you know, chilling out with us, and she's like, I want to fuck you, but like, I have to wait till Thursday for reasons I won't discuss right now. Well, anyway, she had to wait till Thursday to get like medically cleared to have sex, right? So yesterday was Thursday. So I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? She went live on Facebook. She was down the street. She was here on 495 close to where I live. And she's like, I'm on my way. And I was like, all right, cool. Next thing you know, she's going live again like 20 minutes later. And she's going live and she's at the store. She's buying 2 bottles of wine and a 12-pack of Smirnoff. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. I can't go over right now because, what's it called? My friend is tripping out over her boyfriend again or her ex-boyfriend. So I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go get her drunk. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm mad because now when you get to my age, 34, you kind of have to plan sex at this point, right? So we already had a fucking sex date fucking planned.
Not really. You just plan it because you're drunk.
Okay, fine. So we did. So anyway, now I'm drunk and fucking horny, and fucking this chick's over at her friend's house. So then I'm sitting here with Polo, and I'm like, dude, like this is getting stupid. I'm so mad, and I was like, I'm gonna text her fucking friend. He's like, don't, Rob. I do it. I text her. I was like, hey, tell your friend to answer her fucking messages. And she's like, which friend? And I was like, this one. She's like, oh yeah, she's here. And I was like, I know she's there, bitch. She fucking ditched me for you. And I was like, hey.
But he wasn't sour about it at all.
Yeah, I totally wasn't like sour. So anyway, what's it called? I was like, hey, y'all come over to my house. Come, bring your alcohol and come over here. We're drinking. I have the pool. Everything will be cool. Dude, this bitch is like, I can't go anywhere. I have an ankle monitor. I was like, oh wow, now you're playing the Valley stereotype. Not only are you fucking fat as fuck, but goddamn, you have a fucking ankle monitor because you're a fucking felon. Like, what the fuck? So I was like, you know what? We'll go to you. What's your address? So she sends me the address. Polo's like, he's like, you know what, Rob? I'll take the grenade if I have to. If I have to fucking convince her to sleep with me, like, I'll sleep with her so that way you can get laid.
I mean, I wasn't going that far. I'd like to clarify that. The grenade for me means becoming the stereotypical flamboyant gay dude that, no, it's not you. No, all men are trash. You're perfect. It's not you, honey. The amount of therapy I would need that would follow a night full of that is insane. But nonetheless, he does have a point. I was like, I'll grenade it. I'll do this. I can be, for a few hours, I can pretend to be that person. I was going to need therapy afterwards anyway, so I was like, fuck. But yeah, so that's that.
So now we're here, right? We get to her trailer. Oh, adding more to the stereotype. She lives in a fucking trailer park. God. This story is just getting all sorts of wrong, right? So we're there for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we find ourselves outside listening to Luke Bryan, shitty ass fucking country music, and Polo's like, Rob, is this gonna happen or not? And I was like, honestly, man, I don't really think it's gonna fucking happen. And he's like, I'm ready to go home. I was like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. So we take off, and I'm still messaging with this girl, and she's like, my friend won't let me leave, and I was like, she has to go to fucking work in the morning. Fuck you mean she won't let you fucking leave? I was like, just come to my fucking house, and it just never happened, bro. So dude, I was passed out well before midnight, passed out fucking drunk. I wake up at 6:30 in the fucking morning, right before 7. That's when I first called you, and I'm like, shit. I didn't want to drink initially, but then once my stomach calmed down after I took a couple poops, I was like, all right, man, I'm good to go. I can drink now. So now I'm drinking. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's now I'm trying to figure out what to do with Tommy. I'm trying to still get laid because here's my game plan, man. My game plan is that this girl, she works for the post office now. Oh, shit. I probably shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Anyway, she works for the post office. She has to go into work tomorrow. But she lives in Edinburgh. And so I'm like, well, I live down the street from the fucking post office, and she doesn't have her kids today, so she can totally come and get fucked by me, hopefully. And she can spend the night and go to work in the morning. And then she can go about her business. And if I dick her down good enough, then she might just be my next ex-girlfriend. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what's been going on, man. But what's been going on with you? I know Mr. Tony's not with us. I did talk to Tony earlier. Tony told me he's he's actually going to go, for anybody that's following, Tony actually did have COVID. And he's been on quarantine for the better part of 2 weeks now. And he's actually going today to go pick up his paperwork because he just got cleared that he does no longer have fucking COVID. That's cool. So anyway, I talked to Tony, and Tony's like,
Frank, say something. You're just
No,
there.
I'm thinking Tony's gonna have a lot of fucking editing to do with this fucking episode because it's drunk rock.
Well, that's what she gets.
Honestly, all Tony said was as long as we're not talking over each other, that he's good. So,
Well, yeah, because then stupid mic cuts the other person off, and sometimes it doesn't get either person. And yeah, that's more fucking audio work that Tony has to do. So, anyways, now that I have the two of you here, because you mentioned something about somebody being on probation, and I'm like, oh, we can touch on this. So, Rob here has a fucking history with the fucking police department. His father and his brother are both fucking PD,
and my
and,
grandfather.
and his grandfather. So, yeah. And this is gonna allude to fucking what the fuck happened to Polo?
Where do you go?
Oh, sorry.
You're still there in audio, but okay. There you go.
Yeah, I'm there on audio. I have to check something.
Okay, so this is gonna fucking god damn it, fucking Robbie. This is what happens when you have fucking drunk fucking Robbie. I don't know. I don't even know if this is going on fucking YouTube.
Shit, I was actually about to go put on my shorts, man.
So, anyways, what I'm about to touch is gonna go back to Polo's fucking sexuality. So, god damn it, Polo. Come
I'm
back.
still here. I need to check something.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, so then, Rob, please tell us from a law enforcement point of view the situation that happened in Atlanta, because a lot of people are saying it was murder because racism, but you know, some people are like, no, it was justified.
Okay, so what happened in Atlanta, completely separate from the whole Houston incident. I did talk to my friend who's a state trooper who actually I went to boot camp with. We came down to the justification, it was a justified shooting. I've seen the video, and the whole thing was that before I saw the video, I actually read the article. And so after seeing the video, though, everything was cool, man. It was a standard DUI arrest. They were very respectful with him. It was two white officers with this black guy who was visiting from a neighboring city who was on probation. And the minute the minute that they said that they were going to arrest him, that's when he got aggressive. So what ends up happening, he pulls away. They start struggling. Obviously, these guys didn't do jujitsu because they couldn't take him down. So he strips one of the officers of his taser. Now, that's the thing. So from a law enforcement standpoint, you have to understand, while a taser, they don't call it non-lethal anymore. It's called a less than lethal weapon because, okay, Polo, tell him you have a pacemaker, right?
Yes.
He's got a pacer in his heart, right? So if an officer, if he didn't know that Polo had a pacemaker and he was to get tased, it could stop his heart. So that's why we don't call it non-lethal, because now it's considered less than lethal. Think of it is, it's less than lethal in the hands of a trained officer. Once a violent offender fucking takes it, now it becomes a lethal weapon. And this is the reason why it becomes a lethal weapon, because the officer is carrying a firearm, which is lethal, right? And so basically what this person can do, they can stun the officer, take his weapon, and use it against him. Or take his weapon and go and use it against the public. So that's why it becomes a lethal weapon in the felon's hands. So what you see in the video, it goes from the body cam to the camera there at Wendy's, and luckily I didn't even know Wendy's was rolled like this, man. They have audio on there, so you literally see, because they were saying that he was shot in the back. He wasn't, man. He turned, and you hear when he fires the taser at the officer, you hear it deploy, and that's why he got shot, because he deployed the taser at him. And that's the only reason he got. But dude, they gave him, like, when black people are like, oh, white privilege, dude, this guy got all the white privilege in the fucking world, man. They gave him every fucking chance in the book, dude, before they pulled the trigger on him. And even then, even after he was shot and he was down, and the officer only fired 3 rounds at him, and he hit him, and you hear him telling him, sir, you need to just relax. We're already calling an ambulance. You hear him on the radio calling for an ambo, and they're like, you need to calm down because you've been shot. Like, you need to relax. And literally, he wouldn't calm down, man. And that's why he bled out faster than what he probably would have. And so they weren't able to save his life. So, yes, in that aspect, it was a justified shooting because he took the officer's tool, use it against him, and it could have been a lot worse. Shit. I mean, who knows, man? Because everybody's like, well, it's a non-lethal weapon. Yeah, man, but where's his head at? I mean, if you're going to be crazy enough to fucking strip an officer of his fucking taser, who's to say that you're not going to go shoot up the fucking public, or that you're not going to fucking kill the officer? So unfortunate that that's what happened. But I mean, did he have to die that night? No, he didn't. If he would have just complied, he would still be alive today. But unfortunately, he didn't.
So, just for fun, because I would love to play devil's advocate, why couldn't the secondary officer use the taser? Why did we have to go straight for live rounds?
Okay, so
it was already established the taser was taken. They've already established he didn't take the lethal weapon. It was established he took our taser. Not, hey, he took my sidearm. No, he took the taser. So why, again, can we go for a taser?
Okay, look, Polo, you haven't seen the video, right? So here's what happened. The officer that was in pursuit of him, okay, you probably really have to see the video. So look, there's two officers.
No, the video is irrelevant. At any point was it established that the taser was taken and not the actual weapon, not the actual gun? Yes or no?
Yes, the taser was taken.
So it's established the taser was taken. That's what my point is. So if we've established the taser was taken, not the actual firearm, why couldn't we use the taser in apprehending the quote-unquote suspect? Why did we go straight for the firearm? Again, we've established...
Okay, so look...
I understand I haven't seen the video, but it doesn't take away from the rhetoric that
no.
It was established the firearm was not taken.
Listen.
Okay, so before you answer, Rob, I remember seeing in the video that the second officer fired his fucking taser and the taser didn't work. I may be remembering it wrong, but I think that's what happened.
No. You're absolutely right. So here's what happened. So the only officer that had a taser had already deployed it once. He only has one cartridge. So after that, the taser is rendered ineffective because, well, he already fired it and he missed. And
so we train police officers to carry extra rounds for their firearm, but not extra rounds for a taser.
It's a lot different, man, because you know what?
Weapon is a weapon at the end of the day.
You carry
a weapon.
Yeah, but you carry extra magazines, but they only have one cartridge for the taser. So when he did hit him, and that's how drunk he was, man. He was so drunk that it had no effect. He hit him because you can hear it. He's there pressing it down, and you can hear the electricity going through. So anyway, what ends up happening, man? Like I said, so one officer's been stripped of his taser. The other one has already deployed his. He can't. It's not effective anymore, and now the one guy that has the effective taser is the criminal. So he already turns and deploys it. And like I said, so in answer to your question of why they went to lethal is because they had no other option at that point. And if one of the officers, there was two of them, if one of them would have gotten stunned, he could have quickly grabbed that gun and gunned down both of them. And if his head was already in the fact that he stole it, that's it. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody die, man. Believe me, man. For having a family in law enforcement, I can tell you, my dad, my brother, my grandpa will all tell you the same thing. The last thing that they ever want to do is have to pull their weapon and use lethal force. Because nobody wants that on their conscience. Nobody wants to really kill anybody. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Me and Toby are Marines. Do you think we really wanted to kill people overseas? No. But if it comes down to it, we would have had to. But it's not something that you actively want to do, because we live in a civilized society, like we're trying to avoid that. So unfortunately, this guy made a bad choice, man. When all it would have been is all he had to do was just keep his arm down and get arrested and go to jail, sleep it off. And even then, I'm not trying to bring up people's criminal history, but he was talking about, I have to go home to my daughter. Oh, well, guess what his criminal history is? Abuse and neglect. So, Not saying that he deserved to die, but he
No,
probably.
you just said it. You just said it.
No, I'm not
If you're
saying.
going to go there and say, I don't want to bring up his criminal history, but as a
Well, I mean,
logical fallacy, you're basically saying, I'm saying this, but truth is, I believe it because of the following reasons.
well,
Logical fallacy argumentation, sir. You're
I'm not saying.
basically
Okay,
saying he was justified in dying. Congratulations.
no, I'm not
You
saying he
just
deserved to
said
die.
that in your own logical argument.
No, I'm not saying he deserved to die. I'm just saying
Then
maybe
why bring up his past? Why bring up his
because it's
abuse and
relative.
neglect? No,
Because it's
no,
relative.
you're saying it's relative. So you're saying not that he deserved it because he said I have to go home to my daughter, but dot 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 dot. If A, however, B is a form of rhetorical argumentation. So by your stance that he didn't deserve to die, but his excuse was this, but he has this, ergo, you're still looping back to you're contradicting your own stance.
Okay, no, what I'm saying
Again,
is
rhetoric major here. Argumentation is what I do best. So
okay.
again,
And
you're
unfortunately for you,
unfortunate.
I'm a little bit better at it. Like I said, I
No,
don't
you're
think
not.
no, he didn't deserve to die, but for him to use the excuse of his daughter to go home to get him off of that charge.
So you're saying that a person's past doesn't change, that they're a subject to their own past and nothing ever changes, that they can't make an actual change. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
No.
no.
So
I'm saying no. I
then
know
why are you saying that it's
because
funny
it's
for him to use
relative.
that argument?
It's relative. What I'm saying is, look, he didn't.
No, you're stereotyping him to this idea that he doesn't change.
No, I'm just saying that the excuse that he
Especially when all you know is an excuse he used and what's on his record, but that's it. You have two pieces of information, not a full freaking case.
Okay,
what I'm
in
saying
the
is,
eyes of the law, the fucking history matters because according to the law, if you did it once, you're gonna
you're
do it
gonna do it.
again.
Hey, let's talk about our old friend Ernie. What did he get charged for? For fucking soliciting a fucking minor. And what is he currently in jail for? Sexual assault. It happened once, it's going to happen again. Oh, and just to bring you up to speed, because I know our viewers heard the story when we talked about this the last time. Okay, so check it out. Ernie just got hardcore fucked. So he filed for a bond reduction fucking hearing, right? He files for a bond reduction. He had a $100,000 bond, right? So that's $10,000 for those of you that don't really know how bail bonds works, because I used to be a bail bondsman. So anyway, that's $10,000. He doesn't have that fucking money. So then this motherfucker files for a bond reduction. He gets it. Oh, but guess what? While he's been in jail, he got slammed with two other charges. He got slammed with a failure to register, which unfortunately he couldn't do because he's in jail. So that one's going to go away. The other one was, oh, they revoked his probation out of Cameron County. So even if, so here's what happened. His bond did get reduced to 50,000, so that's 5,000 now to get out. Even if he had that money, all they're going to do, he's going to pay that, and then he's going to get transported to Cameron County Jail because they just revoked his probation, and then from there, they're going to decide where he wants to go. So from everything that I've been hearing so far, they're not accepting people at TDCJ or at the felon level, so he would have to do his time in county. So, yeah, Ernie's pretty fucking fucked right now.
Yeah, so the audience is aware. If I remember correctly, Polo, your first love was a black man. Do I remember this correctly?
He was biracial, but what does that have to do with anything?
Okay, no, because so this is understandably why you got so heated earlier. But the other thing is, with this whole Black Lives Matter movement thing, suddenly there arose Black Trans Lives Matter.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, fucking Polo.
I do. What is the question?
Well, the question is fucking like from I want to get your perspective is what I'm asking you.
So what it comes down to is this. The U.S. still does not have full hate crime statute across all 50 states. So what it basically comes down to is a transgendered can hit on a man, let's say transgendered was male to female, and a man can then use full force and basically
Murder.
take a life, murder. We'll call it murder. But in court, all he really has to say is that because the female was trans, excuse me, well, mess up there, because she was trans, he felt threatened, and it was self-defense. So the thing with Black Trans Lives Matter is that how many transgendered people are losing their lives innocently because we don't have hate crime statute that, oh, I felt threatened because the person hitting on me was trans and looked like a female, but, oh, I found out there is still male anatomy because for those who don't know, in the U.S., it takes 5 years to be cleared to have your gender reassignment surgery, not to mention it's about $100,000. The surgery is not cheap. It's almost equivalent to buying a home. It's
So
a very
basically,
expensive.
what we're basically saying is that 99% of trans people cannot afford the surgery.
Yes, there's a very small population that do. A
Yeah.
lot will do GoFundMe pages or whatever, but very few actually complete the full gender reassignment just because financially it is quite an investment.
Yeah, no.
It's not that they're not willing to the investment, it's just saving up
It
$100K.
costs money.
Yeah,
And
they're buying a
and,
fucking
and I
house.
will say this. Okay, so I will say this. I know, Toby, you went on the Mew, right, over to Okinawa?
No.
Okay, so check it out. I was stationed in Japan for 2 years, right? And the first thing that they told us when we got there was like, hey, look, you're probably gonna get sent over to the Philippines or to Thailand for for a mutual joint service deal, right? They're like, hey, you're gonna get to go out, you're gonna get to have a good time, but just remember, if you meet a girl, it might not be a girl. They warn us. They tell us. They're like, look, like the first thing that you want to do is basically do a fucking reach around and check for extra. We call it extra equipment, right? Make sure that that chick that you think that you're fucking doesn't have a dick. And you know what? As much as we're warned, I mean, I don't see it like this. I mean, I don't see the fucking fact that you're drunk or whatever is a justification for doing this. But like, yes, what Polo said, you know, these guys get into these Marines get into these situations where they think they have a chick. Because man, I'm not gonna lie, dude, Filipinos and fucking Thai girls, they're fucking hot. And some of those boys are fucking really pretty. They look like fucking women. And so they take them to a hotel. Everything's going good. Next thing you know, they find out that it's a fucking dude. And here's my deal, man. At that point, you've already committed most of your fucking resources. You have two choices at this point. One, just leave. Leave. Why the fuck do you have to fucking get violent? Second of all, if you've already done all that, who's gonna know besides you and that person? You know? Nobody's gonna fucking know that you fucked a dude. If it was gonna bother you that much,
Don't do it.
yeah, just either don't, yeah, just walk away, man. Like, what the fuck? Nobody fucking, like, yeah, your boys might have known that you left with a chick, and shit, all you have to do is lie at that point. Just say, like, oh, yeah, man, yeah, it just didn't work out. But some of these guys, there's a lot of Marines sitting in Filipino and Thai jails right now for murder because they killed these transsexual people for no fucking reason. Because, what? They thought that somebody was going to think that they were gay. Honestly, man, let's just be real. I mean, hey, this is the Inappropriate Podcast. I'll tell you, I fucked a tranny. I fucked a fucking guy, dude.
We've all heard the story.
Hey, fucking, hey, Tobias is the one that fucking drove me to go pick up the tranny. I mean, shit.
Because you were drunk, to be fair.
Yes, I was super drunk, but I was like, dude, like, if I'm already investing in this, I was like, you know what? I just want to get laid, man. Fuck it. And so we went and, hey, it looked like a girl, right? Kind of.
Yeah, and in Thailand,
Either way.
transsexuals are a fucking, they're a thing of pride. You know, they're proud of their fucking, they call them lady boys.
Yeah,
So,
they're called ladyboys.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I was like, Toby, and you heard it. What did this I'll say she because that's what she identifies as, right? Or that's what he identifies as is a she, right? So she, what was the first thing that she said? Are you okay with me being transgender. And he's like, you're not going to kill me, right? She was legitimately scared for her life. And like, she thought like, shit, I'm here with two Marines. What did I just get myself into? And I was like, no, I really, I really don't give a shit.
And that's where the black trans movement comes from, is that racially speaking, yeah, there is a higher amount of trans black women that have been victims of assault and or murder. But I mean, as a whole, the LGBT community still deals with this. I mean, we still have people that catfish on Grindr that will catfish you and then knock the crap out of you. It's still something that hasn't changed. I mean, we all saw, for those that pay attention to the world news, what happened in Russia when homosexuality was made illegal.
Oh, yeah.
People were using Grindr to kidnap guys and were killing them on the streets, and it was actually legal. There was nothing wrong with it. There are still some countries where it's actually legal, the Middle East predominantly being one of the big heavy hitters.
Yep.
From a worldwide perspective, it's considered okay. And in the U.S., unfortunately, we're not exactly that far behind.
You know, honestly, what's really fucked up about the Middle East is where it's illegal. Hey, what was one of the biggest crimes we saw, Toby, over in Afghanistan and Iraq? The military guys fucking raping little boys, right?
Sure.
No, it's true. We already know that's true. So it's funny, right? It's like, oh, homosexuality is illegal, but these guys find it okay to fucking rape little kids. So now you have pedophilia on top of fucking statutory fucking rape. That's why these people are so fucked up, dude. I mean, we've seen it firsthand, dude, and it's not cool, man. Like, it's first and foremost, dude, I have two nieces and a fucking nephew. If somebody, if an adult male tried to fucking touch them, I'd fucking kill him. I will. I would fucking kill him. But what's it called? These people believe that it's okay, and it's like you're fucking up a whole nother generation for your fucking weird ass fucking ways, man. It's fucking stupid. So I don't know. I mean, I do know. Yeah, America definitely needs to get with the times, and everybody just needs to chill the fuck out, man. I mean, dude, you know what? When I was molested as a kid, the reason I didn't say anything was because back then, if somebody thought you were gay, they were going to kick your ass. So that's why I didn't say anything. But, man, now it's cool to be gay, bro. I'm fucking proud to say that I have a fucking gay roommate, dude. I fucking love Polo, man. He's my fucking homeboy, you know? Like, I mean, shit. And if anybody ever fucks with Polo, I'll fucking beat their ass, too. But
I barely tolerate him. Let's just put that clear.
so yeah, man, like, I mean, now it's cool to be gay, so it's like, what's so wrong about it, man? I mean, shit, dude. I mean, come on. Look at me.
White America will tell you the Bible, it doesn't start a family, which is a whole... Don't get me started on the family, because I was like, I don't see y'all lining up to adopt kids that are in the system.
Dude,
but, wait, we want to ban the gay people from doing it because they're the ones lining up to adopt. Like, excuse me? That makes no sense.
Well, it's actually kind of funny, right? Because if we look back in history, right, we go back all the way to the Roman Empire. This was in BC, before Christ. They were fucking each other, dude. I mean, shit. They had bathhouses and they were fucking each other. And then, supposedly, Jesus Christ gets born and says that homosexuality is a fucking crime. What the fuck? Like, I was like, oh, so what happens to basically, I don't know, man. Sometimes when I think about it, like when it comes down to like death and shit, it's like, well, what about the people that were there before Christ? I don't know. Kind of weird, but either way, man, fucking, I don't know, man. Like I said, you know what? I did my job as a Marine. I am a man. I love pussy, and it is what it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I've been on the other side of the fucking fence, and it's like, well, I mean, I don't feel like it's a fucking crime. So it's like, whatever, man. Like, if I'm gonna get fucking banished to hell for my fucking sins, well, I'm already on that fucking boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't take it back. You know, I mean, shit, dude. But anyway, so me and Polo have been talking. Toby, what have you been up to, man?
Just the whole podcast thing. So, okay, we've hit our mark. Any last words? Any last rebuttals? Any last arguments before we wrap up?
No means no, unless no is your safe word.
Yeah,
Your safe word should be fucking pineapples.
my safe word is don't stop. So, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Hey, before we sign off, show Coco real quick.
Oh, she's. Hold up.
Athena, come here. Come say bye to the fans. Athena, come here. Dog. Athena, come on, hurry up.
Hey, Coco.
Come here.
That's Coco.
Go.
She's just kind of wondering why she has no attention.
Yes.
And then there's Athena, the other dog.
Oh, I thought you meant Rob. My bad. I thought you were talking about Athena. Coco.
So yes.
Coco, say hi.
Those are our beautiful animals for the viewers.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then let's wrap this up for reals. So in case you missed it because we didn't bring it up, you can catch us on Instagram under CI Podcast, on Twitter under Completely Inapp. You can email us with questions, comments, concerns over at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're listening to this, you found us. If you're watching this, you found us on the fucking YouTube under Completely Inappropriate Podcast. Also on Facebook, you can find us under Completely Inappropriate Podcast. And if you throw us some underscores, you'll find us on BitChute. So, yeah, it's been great. Hopefully we can do this fucking three-way again. It's a party when Tony's not around, apparently. So,
Even though he's the prettier one.
yeah, okay. You're off my Christmas list, Polo.
Yes! Goal achieved!
So, yeah, anyways, be excellent to each other, find your happy, and party on, dudes. Bye.